everybody. It is Cinnamon Cooney, your art Sherpa, and today it's adventure time with Finn and Jake. I got my Jakey hat on and my Jakey apron, which I bought forever ago in hopes that I would someday get to do a Finn and Jake tutorial. On the mic today is my husband, John.
Hi, guys.
So today he's going to track me with cameras and read comments and adjust things as we're going. He's doing that right now because we have one robotic camera but one not, so he's going to hand do it. Today's episode, I think, has to be overall just dedicated to, you may watch this throughout the year, but right now it's the holidays for many of us. Not all of us, but for many of us. We have family coming, many of us.
Oh,
and it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing, right? So I'm personally thankful to have this time to paint with you, to relax with you, and to kind of let it go with you. Even if you don't even know who Finn and Jake are, they are the spirit of boyhood adventure. They're kind of the modern day Tom Sawyer.
Mm-hmm.
And Huck Finn is really what it is, except set in the future with space and sentient candy. And we went to space because of last season's wrap-up where he was offered enlightenment, and then they're in space a lot. There's cosmic gal. There's a lot of stuff that keeps taking them to space.
You gotta, you know
Mars, King Mars, all that.
Yeah.
So I have watched literally every episode of Adventure Time.
Yeah.
I do it under the auspices with, like, I gotta see what my kids are watching.
Right.
But I love it. Favorite character? Ice King. Straight up Team Simon. Hashtag Simon. And then, love Marceline and love the Fiona and Cake. But I figured we had to start with our core characters, Finn and Jake, who are the heart of the show. That's them. We're going to have picture-in-picture today.
Oh, yeah, we do.
We have picture-in-picture today.
Let me make sure.
I do have a traceable that you can find at www.TheArtSherpa.com.
Oh, let's see.
So
complicated.
if you're not a draw person, if you don't draw, that's no big deal. Certainly don't let that be an added stress on this this particular week. Just go ahead and trace it on. It's not cheating. It's perfectly acceptable. I am going to tell y'all how to draw it in, though.
Oh, we have.
And I'm going to put wishes on the canvas.
Oh, you got wishes already?
I got some wishes, and I'm going to share this. We like to put wishes into the canvas before we paint over it so that we're embracing a spirit of optimism.
Oh, we have so many people with us today, Sam. It is so nice.
Sharpening
173 people. It's 175 people. They just keep piling in here. And you know
guys.
What? There's a lot of little brushes here, including Gemma. So you guys say
Gemma.
Hi, Gemma.
Millie and Brooke, are they here?
I'm pretty sure they're
Wyatt
out here.
here?
Yeah, I see Little Brush Summer, and hugs to her. I know she's just been getting to feel better here recently. So,
Are Donna's girls here?
You know what? I saw Donna here, so I'm pretty sure her girls are floating around too. So hi everybody, it's nice to see you. So
we might have a whole group of different people. There's going to be a lot of spacescapes, so just on top of landscapes, there'll be spacescapes. Just buckle up for spacescapes. I like to paint a space. But today, it's space and Finn and Jake. Yeah. And let me tell you what the wishes are. Mm-hmm. Let's all send some positive vibes into the universe for Julie. Her grandpa is going through a lot right now, and he needs some healing energy. Mm-hmm. Colleen, her dad needs some healing energy. Our own Rav needs relief from pain. Mm-hmm. Really does. And our own Amber, relief from pain. And then, I don't know what I wrote here, John. Christy!
Oh, yes, right.
I can't read my own writing like I'm a doctor. She's going in for procedure, and she just needs to be surrounded by good healers and operations. And there's one wish I've been getting, like, in the mailbox, the message box, the email, the Twitter, the everything. I just said the Twitter.
The Twitter.
I'm so bad at Twitter. And that is peace. Just peace and harmony between all of us. And I'm gonna put that as my main wish here because Finn and Jake would believe in that,
Yeah. And I'm gonna
peace for all. And that doesn't mean like agreement for all. That means just accepting each other for who we are and just celebrating that and peace for each other.
And I'm going to send big hugs to Lynn and to Vixie and to all the girls out there who are just needing some art hugs and high fives. We know you're out there and painting along with us. So thanks for joining us today.
For everyone painting along live, woohoo! It's a day for you.
So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. We get to 300, we make the Sherpa
dance. Please check that you're still subscribed. There is a glitch.
There is a weirdo glitch.
That is shaking hundreds of you out of the system a day. I am getting messages. It's not me, Kate. It's not me doing it.
Yeah.
It's
so
a system.
there's a unverified bug that may be possibly happening, and so
Where everybody just woke up one day and decided they don't like the Sherpa no more.
well, you just don't know. There may
We
be.
don't know.
There's some. So
We assume
check
it's
your
part of the
subscriber.
algorithm
Yeah.
update, and keep checking it. I had one friend said that she had to resubscribe to her favorite YouTuber 4 times in the last few weeks.
Yeah, there's and like I said, it's
And share and comment, because the algorithm not loving me so much right now. So, let it know that I am good. The Sherpa's good. Let's draw this guy in here. Help me out, man.
all right.
I'm literally Tinkerbell right now. Everybody needs to be clapping for me just to keep me going.
It's one of those holiday wishes. All right, so you're drawing.
So I'm going to talk about drawing Finn and Jake. Of course, I have a traceable,
Uh-huh.
right? One of the things I'm going to talk about, I'm going to come up. The first thing is this little mountain shape that we make for his backpack. He's a little mountain shape for his backpack.
And what are you using to draw with there?
I'm doing a watercolor pencil, and it's green, and it's going to blend into a lot of the colors, except maybe the white that I'm doing here. Probably an ochre might have been a better choice, but I had green today. So take a line straight up for his little hoodie. He has a little animal hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter went as him a bunch, actually. We had a whole period of time where we were just dressed up as Fiona.
Mm-hmm.
Another little bump on this side, and then kind of curve this down, right? If you come right here, you're going to notice that it comes down straight. Makes a little backwards C out and a straight line down. And then this right here, this is interesting. This is like a little pill shape. You go up, 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 and then you come back down around and go back down and make a little line across. Interestingly enough, just above the shirt line, you're going to want to put a line on the backpack because the backpack is two-tone. That's super important Finn and Jake stuff there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Other important Finn and Jake stuff is the oval in the hoodie. He has this little oval opening in his hoodie.
Yes.
Underneath this hoodie, if you're not familiar with the cartoon, is a whole bunch of hair. A glorious mane of like 1980s glam rock hair on this little boy. He was raised by these magical dogs. This is his brother actually. We're going to do a big, giant, bigger than a silver dollar circle for his eye because he's looking up, being awed by space. Another bigger silver dollar circle for his eye. And then when you first draw this, it's going to look like he's horrified because the eyes are blank. But when you add the reflections, it'll look like he's in wonder. Just saying. There's a point when you're like, oh, they just look scared and horrified. Where'd the wonder go? Wonder happens with reflections. Thank you, anime people. We're going to do this little open mouth out, which will look like wonder as soon as
it stops going from gasp to wonder.
Now, the first thing I do to get the Jake in is I make this little round shape. He's a very flexible dog, y'all.
Yes.
Right? He is a flexible dog.
Gail thought it was a space helmet. She's like, it's a hoodie. Oh. Yeah, no, he's a hoodie.
Yeah, he can totally be in space. It's a whole thing. Just, probably there's some scenario why he's there. This is a cartoon world where candy is alive and ruled by a princess piece of bubblegum.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to have a downward ear, downward U. And then we're going to do 2 big round eyes that are also going to look horrified for about a minute.
Yep.
That are Jake's eyes. Jake can take any shape he wants.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a couple things on him that you'll always see, which is the eyes, and this nose shape is really key to him. So it's a very kind of squished oblong circle. Little circle here. And then he's got this sort of pug nose, and how they did that is that they came around, curve around in a U, come back up to the nose, come down, curve around to U, come back up to the eye, and then what now looks like a horrified mouth, but will later look like wonder. Wonder's coming.
Wonder is coming.
Wonder is coming. Wonder, the wonder that you see, and that you can see it on the reflection when you add reflections in the eyes. It's a funny thing. This is one of the interesting things about if you go into character design in an animation field or game design field, just in case we have little brushes who might dream of these fields when they grow up,
Yep.
is that you'll draw a character in every state of emotion from every angle and every situation. You'll draw them underwater. You'll draw them on the moon. You will draw them afraid. You'll draw them happy. You'll draw them from a foreshortened looking overhead perspective. You'll draw them looking down and up, running, sleeping, everything you can to create a catalog that describes the characters.
Yeah.
And that helps me, even though I don't really draw Finn and Jake all the time. I can look at those character design sheets and go, these elements are really important. So if you're a fan of a show and you're trying to figure out how to draw something, go ahead and Google that character's concept art.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
put the, like say you're like Star versus the Forces of Evil. Go Star versus Forces of Evil concept art. And you're going to see all those design sketches, and you're going to learn everything you need to know about your favorite characters.
Gotcha.
That is a very important trick to drawing what you
That's
love.
a very handy trick.
It is. It's what I do.
You know,
Didn't used to have it.
Kiki is joining us. Little
Hi,
brush
Kiki.
Kiki is here. So hi, little Kiki. And to all of our people who are joining us, art high fives. I know you guys are all out here painting along with us. Our room is just hopping today.
Hopping,
just chatty,
hopping
chatty,
room.
chatty, chatty
You
room.
know, if you give me 300 likes, I got to dance.
They're gonna like
And John gives me a kiss, which is
we're
what I
halfway there
really
right now.
need to do. I'm very excited to have everyone over for Thanksgiving. We've got Ian coming. We've got my mom coming. We've got John's mom coming. And Ian's mom and his aunt is coming with this big, wonderful thing, and I'm excited to cook. But, you know, it's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I bet you're having the same thing at home. So John's going to give me a kiss if you give me 300 likes.
Yeah. So
I just declared that. It's not really a thing. I'm going to do a number 10 bright. If you guys have been following along, you'll recognize this as Goldilocks. We have some good Goldilocks news, which is that she is fine.
Yep.
Jeff and Dave ran that information down.
Oh, good.
And just so you know, they have a ton of these in stock, and you can get them at discount. And they have enough to make sure everybody can have them before the holidays.
Use your coupon code TheArtSherpa, and you'll get 5% off your purchases there.
So I'm going to just brush the reason a good acrylic brush matters is because it doesn't overload water. I'm going to pull out I didn't tell anyone my
Why
colors.
don't you tell us your colors there?
Mars Black, Doxydine Purple, Quinacridone Magenta, Phthalo Blue, Phthalo Green, Cad Yellow Medium, Titanium White. I'm also going to be using some Yellow Ochre. That's actually for Jake.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be using Fluid Black and Fluid White, as well as a handy dandy I went to the dentist toothbrush.
And for those brushes, if you need to get them, you can go to the Brush Guys and use the coupon code ArtSherpa for 5% off. Hey, look, we did it right.
Did we?
We got it all out.
Did we?
All right. So now
We're like professional YouTubers
we're
now.
Sort of. We fumbled through getting everybody the information that they needed.
What's going on with us? So the trick here is just to paint this in all black. Now, if you have a very inexpensive paint, you guys might prefer 2 coats.
Gotcha.
It'll help you. And I just don't think it's weird that you might need to. You'd be like, oh, it's so streaky. What am I doing wrong? Probably just the paint.
Now, if you don't have magenta, is there anything you can substitute that for?
You know, any of the magentas or crimson will work. What you want is a lovely cool red.
A cool red.
A cool red, which is a red that's more to the blue than the yellow.
Cool.
So more deep than, say orangey. Well, not a red you'd want to use in the sun. More like a red you'd want to use for blood.
Yeah.
That would be my advice. That's what we're talking about when we're like cool, warm. What the heck? That's what we mean. Just lets you know what you'd use it to paint it for. I'm just painting around this very carefully. I am not painting this in, and I will have to come back and fix these guys a little bit. Right? Maybe adjust the hoodie, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a couple tricks here to put this space. By the way, this will work with any character that you're into. If you're into Steven Universe, I'm into Steven Universe. There's a lot of reason to put him in space as well.
Mm-hmm.
Might be on his way to Gem World. We don't know. There's a bunch of people in the chat who paint with me regularly who are like, what is going on with the Sherpa today?
Oh no, they are loving it.
Oh, okay.
They're having a great time. And there's a lot of kids. There's a lot of people here who are the first time with us, who are kids joining us, coming in to see what's going on.
Fantastic. Listen, I hope you'll paint along, even if you're doing it in watercolor, right? Even if you're doing it in crayons, I hope you'll art along. I think art is one of those. I think art should be as important as math in school. The school does not agree with me. I've had this conversation with them.
And I see a
and
lot
they're
of,
not concurring. They're like, no, math more important. I'm like, I don't know. Art really makes the world a better place. We should really, really value art.
Now I see that Kim, a lot of our Sherpettes are really loving this as well. They're like, no, they're totally into Finn and Jake and a lot of this, the cartoon art here.
Well,
So
this, as you can see from my apron and hat, which has shown up before, I've had it a long time.
Now,
Huge fan, and a lot of you guys have asked me for projects that might be a little more Adventure Boy centric.
now the dots that are showing through there on the canvas, I kind of see them as I kind of look around on there.
Yeah, that is just what that is that the paint isn't getting all the way into the canvas. Now,
Yeah.
I have a stiff brush that helps me a lot,
Yeah.
and I have good paint that helps me a lot, but sometimes some of these less expensive canvases resist the paint.
Gotcha. So if you started off, could you start off with a black canvas if you had one?
You can, and my recommendation would be to paint these guys in white. I did it on an all-black canvas, and I found them challenging for me to get the coverage with my good paint, and so that's why I came up with this way of doing it.
Gotcha.
Because I realize very few people are going to have the same kit as me, except, of course, people on the big art quest.
Yeah.
They're all with me.
But for just trying to go with an inexpensive starter set, it's
This
easier
would
to
be
go.
your best way of getting it in. Now, I'm going to put my stars in, and we'll talk a little bit about this. My stars are my favorite part to put in. I love doing stars. The trick to stars is a great splatter brush or great splatter technique. On my Aurora Borealis, I actually demo 3 of them in that particular painting. But what I'll say is I really like the toothbrush and I like fluid paint. This is golden titanium white fluid paint. I adore it. It's my favorite. And I'm completely spoiled, so I'm going to use it. But that's not everybody's budget. And so if that's not your budget, the kind of art hack for that is, believe it or not, craft paint.
Yeah.
Because that's soft body. Whenever we say soft body, what we're saying is it doesn't have all the builders and fillers in it. It's a self-leveling paint. The difference between the craft paint and the golden is quality. It's just a lot of quality.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and get my toothbrush a little bit wet and tap it off. I want a little moisture in there. Now, you may want to do a scratch piece of paper when you're splattering. Now, how I load is I get it in here and I go swirly, 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 swirl. Brush back. I want it kind of dispersed in the bristles, but not like glopped, not like loaded crazy, because that'll give me crazy splatters on here. And I'm going to take, this is a messy project, and just very lightly flick stars.
Oh yeah.
Space, the final frontier.
Now you're using a canvas board here, right?
I'm using a canvas board here. I'm using an 11 by 14. If this is great for storage. This is great for the pocketbook. And this is great if you're a younger artist, because believe it or not, art can be really exhausting.
Yeah, there's
Bigger
a lot of
canvases
canvas.
can really work us.
Yeah.
So put in as many stars as make you happy.
Mm-hmm.
Do be sure, one of the big things that I do that I mess up is I forget to rinse out my toothbrush. And then I end up with like a toothbrush I got to soak in rubbing alcohol
Oh yeah, that's true.
to get the paint out.
I've seen that.
Everyone show your thumbs. And probably your white freckles and, your computer screens, your cell phones, all the stuff that got splattered that you didn't mean to get splattered.
Yeah, and like if you look over there behind her on the, I was trying to see. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. But the curtain canvas and all that stuff over
Everything
there
here.
is just
The camera here. Everything's got splat. Don't do this in your beautiful
everything has
granite.
got splatters.
But if you do get acrylic paint where you don't want it, you can clean it up while it's wet with a baby wipe actually pretty easily. And if it dries and gets away from you, rubbing alcohol will just take it right up, and that includes the hand sanitizing gel.
Yeah. If you look over her shoulder there at the oil lamp, you can see there's paint splatter over there.
I'm going to dry my painting now.
While she's going to do that, I'm going to say, hey, guys, thank you for coming and hanging out with us. I really do appreciate it on this day of days, the beginning of the holidays. Oh, man, I know that some of you are with me. It's just like preparing for the oncoming day of relaxation, right? How we spend so much time preparing for a day where we're supposed to be chilled and relax. So I want to thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us, for being part of our tribe, for coming here and giving me someone to hang out with while Cinnamon is painting and hair drying and, doing all that kind of Sherpa-y stuff. I like it. I like hanging out with you guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, do all those kinds of things so that we get those. But most of all, thanks for hanging out.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Dome brush.
Dome brush. Oh yeah, TheArtSherpa.com. Go there.
Go there. ArtSherpa.com. Check it
Yeah.
out. We got a poll going on right now. Right now, we got polls going on all the time about future paintings. If you want to decide the kinds of things that we're painting in the future, you go by, you vote in the polls. The one that's open right now is a flashback to the liquid television days of MTV cartoons. Ren and Stimpy is ahead. So if you're a big fan of Aeon Flux, The Max, or Daria, you better get in there and vote.
Oh. Okay. All right. Go. All right. Sorry.
Okay. And also, you can win a painting right now. So I've got this dome brush.
Yeah.
These are really inexpensive. And I'm going to show you two dome brushes. This is a fantastic dome brush. This is a silver scrubber dome.
A silver scrubber dome.
Yeah, and it has this really velveteen filament to it, but is preferable for soft body paint, like if you're painting for the Angela Anderson.
You want to go hold it in front of Jake's mouth, and then I can...
Oh, okay. Yeah. And you can kind of see the difference in the bristles.
Let's see here. Oh, there we go.
This is a fantastic brush, right? And if you can't get a Deerfoot stippler, I wholly recommend this, right? Here's other brushes that you can use for Galaxy stuff. Destroyed Older brush, Deerfoot stippler. But my favorite is this scrubber dome. This is a craft. These are cheap. This isn't an expensive investment. This is just a functional investment. I've seen some of you guys posting it up. I know y'all like it. I like it. It just makes easy work of the job.
Gotcha.
I'm going to pull a little bit of this, and you see when I'm loading it, I twirl.
Yeah.
I'm twirling it into the brush. So it's not all glopped. It's sort of like the bristles are coated.
Oh, yeah.
My finger is also coated, but the bristles are coated. And I'm going to put in the basis of some of my nebula. And how I do that is soft circular motions. I'm going to make sure that I don't make just a blob shape, just a circular shape, right? I'm going to want to travel down and maybe travel over and travel up. I'm trying to make organic gaseous clouds in space.
Ooh, that's a good question I just had come up here. Jill would like to know, can you use glue then glitter for stars?
Oh, well, I mean, can you? Of course. Can you? Yes.
Don't let anyone stop you from trying.
Don't let anyone stop you from your glitter. And you'll get an interesting effect. You can also use glow-in-the-dark paint at this stage. If you were to hit this with a second glow-in-the-dark paint, go to glowcolors.com. You would get stars that glowed at night. You wouldn't see them during the day, though. It's really interesting. They'll vanish, but show up at night. Fun stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's super awesome. Art is super awesome. So I'm making some of this lighter right here. And you can see I'm just sort of trying to dust this around and keep this uneven. I'm going to have a nebula that goes way outside the scope eventually. And the glazing medium that I have will help me. It will help me. I think I got my characters a little big. I think I got a little excited today. If you get too much paint on your brush, go ahead and wipe it off on your towel.
Is that what you're doing there? I can't really see.
So you see how it was just coming down too thick on my canvas here?
Oh, yeah.
And I just wanted to get it down on my towel because I want a lot of what's showing through. I need a lot of tonality. I need space. I need depth.
Gotcha.
Give me depth. The final frontier.
I'll read you a little comment here
Like
while you're
right
filling.
here over the ear.
While you're filling those, doing in some little brush strokes. Kaz says,
Hi, Kaz.
She says, I recently did a painting for school and it turned out amazing. I think my art teacher is going to put it into a future competition.
Outstanding.
She said, I used techniques I learned by watching your channel. Thank you. So there you go.
Awesome.
I know you don't get to read chat, so I like to every once in a while I like to read Cinnamon some awesome positive reinforcement from the community. You know, so you can still fill out your little brushes, but I'll
and enjoy the experience of that art competition. Not about the prizes, but if you get the opportunity to hear people talk about your work, it can be really amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It can be. Though prizes don't suck either.
And I see Mona out there. You know,
Mona's like, I don't know why Mona is so sweet. She's Swedish.
She's Swedish.
And they don't have Finn and Jake over there or Monster High, but she shows up and gives love.
She does. She's one of our anchor Sherpets. We love her dearly. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us all the time. And I know she's feeling a little under the weather today, so she's here hanging out anyway.
So what I'm doing is I'm trying to create these areas where the clouds will be quite bright. I'm going to make one over here.
You pointed one place and went another.
I know. I'm going to do one over here. I'm trying to get better at my pointing. And
No,
it's
you're fine.
okay because I'm going to be painting these guys white for me to come back into this space. Right? I want that there. I'm going to come over here now. Look, I'm doing good, John. And I'm just dusting. If you're having trouble with this, you can use zinc white. You could use mixing white. You can use a glazing medium. I'll be using a glazing medium for the rest of the nebulas to make sure that my paint isn't too opaque. But I use a retarder glazing medium combo because I like the 2-in-1 factor of it.
Well, I'm pretty sure Vixie just screamed, "We need the last unicorn art." So.
Well, there is one coming
There's
that you're going to be super happy about. I've just been trying to work on a drawing tutorial that really, really is going to make my horse people happy.
Yeah, something to go along with it. So just hang tight, and you're gonna
Hang
have
tight. I've filmed it like several times and been like, that doesn't explain anything to anyone.
Yeah.
That's just me showing that I draw a unicorn. That's not helpful.
Yeah. So
What would you do with that? You'd be just looking at it and going, that woman's crazy.
But you got a good one.
I have a great one.
We have a great one in the can. We actually have a couple in the can that we're still editing. So.
Yeah.
But you'll be happy
That
There's
you've
unicorns.
asked for, that we said we're doing. We tell the truth.
They just
Slow.
we record lots of them and then I edit them and
When he can.
oops.
So these are the areas of the greatest highlight in my nebula. I'm going to wipe my brush off on my towel, and I'm going to do an interesting thing. I'm going to mist my palette a lot. You're going to see that because it's very dry in my studio.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to pull out some blue. See, it's just blue, but I had a little white on my brush, but that's okay. And I'm going to come here, and I'm going to start working in some of my blue. Some of my blue.
Oh yeah, when it kind of goes right over the top of that, it just kind of glazes.
Yep. It does. If I have too much pigment, I can always go right into my glazing medium here. This is acrylic glazing liquid. It's a retarder and a glaze, which means it slows down the drying time of my paint and allows me to glaze. Love my 2-in-1.
Mm-hmm.
My fave. I'm going to come right here.
There you are.
Just looking at all my colors there. Gotta make sure that I'm... a reference photo. Got a painting over here. It gets crazy. What I'm going to say right now about space, I'm just going to own it. It's going to get weird. It may deviate from the original because I just get into it.
And so you're doing a technique-based space drawing.
Yeah,
or
I
space
am
painting.
doing a technique-based space drawing where I am using the temperament of my brush to create these gaseous clouds. And you can see I'm going right over Finn and Jake because that's going to make this cloud look like it's super tucked behind them. Right?
Now, can you use a retarder to get the same effect?
The issue with the retarders is that you can't glaze with them. And by glaze, I mean take a small tint of pigment, put it in the retarder to get a very transparent layer. Retarders are about slowing your paint down so that you can blend and do oil effects, and they'll have real specific tolerances of how much acrylic paint you need to have to retarder. Whereas a glaze, it dries super fast, and you have to wait till it's completely dry to do the next layer. Super kind of awesome if you need it that way, but not awesome if you don't, which is why I like this product. I'm not making, it's just, I like it. I'm just telling you what I like. That's all. You know. That's all that's going on is I found it and it really made my job easier. And if ever I find something that makes my job much easier, I'll tell you about it.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm just coming here. I like to have a lot of color in my space. I don't know if you guys do, but I like to have a lot of color in my space. Space in my space. I'm going to come right there and just... The trick that gets people is they overdo.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't let things rest when they need to.
Gotcha.
Right? And you got to know when you got to let it rest. I'm going to just put a little bit here, along here. And see when it goes over the black, it deepens?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm going to get right into my Diox purple. And get that right on my brush. I'll take even a little blue over to my Diox. That really deepens it. And I'm going to come here and put in this little bit of purple. See how that pops there?
Oh, yeah.
These two combos. This is my space color combo. That's my space colors.
Your Space colors.
Space colors. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get down here with some more purple because I feel like there's a lot down here. And it's okay if you dust a little bit into him.
Just because it's kind of going off behind him.
Yeah, when you're going to paint over it, it's going to disappear, and it's going to make this nebula feel so much more deep. And you want your nebulas to feel deep and substantial.
This could be good blacklight painting, huh?
We did a blacklight space painting. Do you remember?
Oh, I remember.
And it was awesome.
But you could do this blacklight.
Yeah.
You could add some blacklightiness to this and it'd be fun.
It would be perfect for it. Enjoy the experience. All right, I'm going to just come along here. Purple is happening right there.
Christy thinks that there should be a Kevin floating out in space.
There should always be a Kevin. Kevin in space. Kind of like Pigs in Space, but it's Kevin in space.
For those
I'm
of
going
you,
to come down here and I'm going to add a little purple.
for those of you who don't know, Kevin is our resident Kraken. He appears in paintings occasionally. You can go back and find in some of our history and some of the other videos. Kevin comes and visits and sometimes is the centerpiece of our paintings, but he's a Kraken who is our friend and comes and visits.
Now, I'm going to wipe off my brush. I'm going to pull a little white in. See that white there?
Yep.
And I'm going to make sure that some of my nebulas, and you can even, someone's at the door.
Oh, it's okay.
I am just adding some little highlights here. See the little purple highlights?
I do.
That's nice. It's a nice little touch you can do to create some dimension into your space. Space is very dimensional. It's the very definition of 3 dimensions, isn't it?
Yeah, and the way that you load your brush there and get, I'm gonna zoom in up here on
So
that.
you can kind of see it where I've just got a dusting of white in there.
Yeah.
And that way I can just tap this down.
It just now where are you at there? Now I'm gonna move back over to where you're painting because I was just zoomed in on that. Oh, so, and the way that you create that shadowing and that just creates that depth and that apparent cloudiness.
Yes, which I think is something that astronomers sort of make up.
No,
To be real honest, I don't think do the nebulas really look like this?
Yeah,
though?
yeah,
Okay.
they really do. And so what I'll say is that we take pictures.
I'm getting my quinacridone on the brush now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to add some of my quinacridone.
One of the things that I think is the greatest, losses of the outdoors is that people don't have the opportunity to look through a telescope and actually see these kinds of things with the naked eye. Because while we can't see the colors very well when looking through a telescope, if you look long enough, you start to see shades of them. And the depth of these clouds and things is so visible, especially when, on a clear day and a clear night, and it's breathtaking. So,
I feel like I don't get enough of that in my day.
yeah, it's
just taking my pure quin, and you'll just see I'm just not making a solid mass. In past, when I've seen people have a little trouble with this technique, it's as though they're making too much of it. Be reserved, hold back. Man,
Yeah.
hold back. So I'm going to take some of this and I'm going to put this deepness of this bright yellow star here. This is the one part that's based on an actual nebula that I kind of snarfed. Snarfle, snarfle, snarfle. Oh, yeah, I said it. That happened. I did it.
Let me zoom back out here. Oh, there we go.
I'm just kidding. I just want some of this in the space. I want some of that space in my space. Now I'm going to pull some white into this, right? And I'll make sure I've got just a little bit here, down here. And then I need a little bit here. Just kissing up there. I'm a little bit faster than the robot cam, is what we've mostly learned recently.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Trying not to be so obnoxious about it, but it happens to me. So I've got that in. I've got so much purple on this brush that I will either have to wash it out or dump it out, or I don't know where the other one is, so I may have to use my beat up brush. This is my beat up brush. My beat up brush. I have a smaller dome brush, but I don't know where it is.
You lost it.
I lost it. I'm going to take a little of my yellow and a smidge of my green over here, and I'm going to get this sort of like really intense bright color. I'm I'm going to come a couple places, adding this color.
Oh, that's nice.
Again, just popping this. And if I have to wipe it off, I will, and I have to get glaze, I will. We just want this hint of this. And there's some layers here.
Yeah.
There's some layers. Because just because we're doing Finn and Jake doesn't mean that we don't got to give it our all.
Gotta get the galaxy in there.
I'm just saying. We got to represent.
You just picked up some, what did you, glazing?
Glazing medium.
Okay, so why did you do that?
It was not being transparent enough for me for the effect I was going for, since my other brush is like my Happy Dome is giving me grief. But this is like what you do when you're painting. If things are not working for you, my whole recommendation is always, 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 guys, just find a way to make it work. This brush was free. I asked somebody, do you want this brush? And they were like, no, we're throwing it out. And I'm like, perfect, thank you. It's okay to Simply Paint if you see a brush that's really, really dyed to be like, do you mind if I have this brush? All these brushes, these yummy destroyed brushes that you have here. I'm going to come right here.
So you're using the glazing medium to keep this
very see-through and transparent, not
cool.
Opaque. I have very opaque paint, right? So what can happen to me is that when I am doing my space, I'm going to wipe this off and get some just phthalo green.
Okay.
See the just phthalo?
I do.
Now I might need a little glazing medium in it, though phthalo tends to be a fairly transparent color anyways. And you can always check a tube of paint to see what it is, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's always there. The paint companies are not trying to mess with you. They are trying to tell you exactly what everything is. So generally the information that you're looking for is on the tube. Just coming here and I'm just creating this little sense of depth into the cloud. Not nice?
Yeah. Now, if you don't have a glazing medium, what can you do here? Can you use water?
Well, the thing is the water is going to over thin it.
Okay.
Right? You could do dry brushing.
Okay, dry brushing is a technique you could use.
You could use gloss medium and varnish by Liquitex. You really need something that makes your paint transparent, or you could use paints that by their nature are super transparent. Like neon paints are super transparent. They don't have a lot of pigment in them. Student paints sometimes just don't have a lot of pigment in them. So you can use a less expensive paint that's naturally going to give you that lowered pigment reality.
Gotcha.
All right, just putting in some.
So in some cases, a student paint may be advantageous for creating some galaxy effects.
Yeah, I think that's why some of the better galaxies that you'll see sometimes on YouTube are done with student paints. Because they're already transparent. And that's why they're also really good in watercolors. You know. All right, this brush I can effectively rinse out. Okay, it's just falling apart. So this is a reality of this brush, but I won't throw it out, which is that it comes apart like this regularly, and I gotta put it back in there. Happens. This happens. All right, I'm gonna pull a little yellow out and a little quinacridone. I'm going to just add a little of this here. I'm gonna put in a little start of my star here. Kind of lighten this up like, oh, there's some stuff.
Let me zoom in on those.
Right? See that where I've got the little star here?
Hold on, let me get in on that. So
Okay.
You're making, there you go.
So it's just a little star. This painting is a lot about these little effects.
So I don't see the star yet, though. I see where you're kind of circling.
It's going to be there.
Oh, so you're just making some preparation
I'm going
area.
to get it there. I'm going to put a little of this over here.
Oh, where you
because
go?
I felt like it.
You moved again on
I
me.
felt like it, John.
Okay.
Happened to me.
Show me what you did.
I just put a little highlight over here.
Okay.
Everything is about finding a little space to create a little highlight. Now I'm going to take a little of my quinacridone and a little of my titanium white. If I had zinc white, I wouldn't even need to worry because it's so transparent. And it doesn't overwork my colors.
And I see, hi, little brush Alice.
Hi, little brush Alice.
She's watching and painting along with us today.
Awesome. So I'm going to make this crazy little rough shape here. And then I'm going to do this little U. And then a couple of these little off. This is actually, again, based on some actual star stuff that we have going on. And you know you can put some of this over here. But definitely need that. Now, guess what I get to do again?
What do you get to do now?
Splatter again.
Oh, yeah?
This is one of the things that I do is I put in splatter, paint my galaxy, put in that second layer of splatter, and that allows me to create a depth that is unusual in space painting. And you'll really notice it in, it's just different than everybody else's, and I like it.
And so T. Paget
Just flicking this out.
her little 4-year-old just came in and corrected her on who Jake was versus Finn was.
This is important stuff, man. This is a very good cartoon, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, drop my towel.
Drop the towel.
I dropped the towel. But you can see I just put those stars back just to create my galaxy effect again.
And now you got some more depth there.
Now I have more depth there. And I'm going to take, this is one of my favorite tools. And you can use the back of your brush if you have a very small brush. See here?
Hold on, I'm going to go zzz.
So these tools are they're like 50 cents. These are so inexpensive, and they're you see them in craft stores. They're for nail technicians.
It's like a burnishing tool or something.
Yeah, they have a little bead at the end, but a small brush like this is just fine. You know, I'm going to load this up.
Oh, where are you going?
And I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to make a little dot. See that?
That was right in the middle of that thing that you were doing
Yeah,
earlier.
that's right in the middle of that stuff that I laid down. But I'm going to make another little dot right here. Right here. And then maybe a slightly smaller one here.
Right where? Okay, I'm guessing
Right here. And then the next one I'm going to do is over here.
Hold on, wait. Okay.
Right here. I just want some nice dots. Again, could have done it with the back of my brush. I'll even go over the dot I did. See, all you got to do is like this. And go over the back. It's super easy.
Gotcha.
Test your brush. Some brushes are great for it. Some brushes you're like, this is my dotting brush. Other brushes are not great for it. This brush would also be fine on the point.
It's a dotting brush.
It's a dotting brush.
I like that.
Now I'm going to load this fine detail brush, which is a 3/0 Studio Round by Sterling. And yes, the brush guys have it. I'm going to draw a line straight up. All right, I'm going to reload just on the tip. I'm going to draw a line straight down. Straight down. I'm going to do one straight out. Another one straight out. These are my twinkles. I like to twinkle my stars.
Yeah.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Straight up. Straight down. Come on out. And out. And just get them as straight and horizontal as you can. That's the trick. I get the line to go finer and finer by just lightening my pressure. Okay, guys?
Yeah.
You know, and again, it's the brush. It's the brush and the paint. This is a great brush for this, and this is a great paint for this. You know, if I was trying to do this with too big of a brush, I could never get the effect. Right, and the next thing that I do is I'm going to put in the little corner sparkles coming around. These will have to dry, and then eventually I'll turn them into yellow stars with a glaze. But they'll have to dry a little bit before I can make them be glazes. Yellow glazes. But already you can tell that they're pretty cool.
That's looking
Right?
sharp. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to put out some yellow ochre. And the reason we're going to put out yellow ochre is that really Jake is solid ochre.
Yeah.
And also it's the basis of a good skin tone.
Yeah.
I'm going to mist my palette, move my clean water forward. Wish my coffee were warm. Can I get some more coffee?
I will warm the coffee up for you. If you'll tell everyone where they can go to like, comment, subscribe, share, and learn more
Please
about.
like, comment, subscribe, and share. We're really not kidding. We're kind of like, it really is Tinkerbell time. You'll be hearing about that from us, is that we need the love just to stay afloat. Please. We love you guys. We want to keep bringing these tutorials. Yeah, of course, landscapes and traditional stuff is going to keep happening. We just, what we did is we kind of just listened to our community and we're like, wow, there's a lot of people who have people they want to paint for, that they want to give gifts, that they're trying to give gifts to children or grandchildren, or they are like me, adult fans who really, really like this stuff. So we're just trying to make sure that our core group that's here every week, you know, is getting these really special lessons that don't exist anywhere else, that you really, you know, don't have. Thank you. So that we have those, but don't, I mean, like, next Saturday's landscape is going to be so pretty.
Oh, yeah.
So pretty.
Oh,
So
yeah.
pretty. And you know, and then there's going to be another kind of fan thing coming up that you guys are going to be really into. And then Thursday we have Thanksgiving show.
There was a question in here. There's almost a rhetorical question. Sandy asked.
Oh, hi, Sandy.
Do you have a Keurig in the studio?
Yeah, I got a Keurig.
As if we didn't have the source of lifeblood itself.
Yeah, I got a Keurig. Yeah, I got a Keurig. I'm going to just pull out my black. And I'm going to paint a couple things black right now while I have the chance. The eyes.
The eyes.
The eyes.
The eyes have it.
You know, that we're going to take from terrified to wondrous.
Oh,
you know.
lots of World of Warcraft fans out here waiting for you to make a new character.
I'm doing that.
So we're going to be talking about that coming up here this week.
And doing some more Warcraft paints. I'm working on some stuff right now. Right now I'm working on a particular Warcraft staple named Pepe.
Yeah, and I'm we've been out there doing some power leveling of the loot cow, my character. And so we can get ready.
I've been designing.
Well, Cinnamon's been looking at stuff. We've been looking at pictures.
And then, you know, and the thing is, I think John and I talked, we're going to try to make sure that our World of Warcraft paintings are giveaway paintings.
Yeah, that seems like it's been a lot of fun because we have a lot of.
I love the comments. They are amazing. I'm blown away. I'm so glad that it's still a random comment selector because the comments are incredible.
So for more information on that, we did
that contest is still open. You can still win that painting.
That's right. We did our first live World of Warcraft paint along here just the other day, and we're giving away that painting. So if you go out to TheArtSherpa.com, you'll notice that blog is right there at the top. Just leave a comment in the blog there, and we're going to be giving away that painting.
You'll be entered.
You'll be entered to win automatically.
I feel like this brush is too big. I'm going to switch to a smaller one.
You are?
I am. I'm going to do this. I really love this. This is a Ruby Satin Bright number 4. One of my favorite bright sizes because it gives me a lot of control, and I'm particularly fond of the brush. Like, pretty crazy fond of it. But again, I'm happy to say that Miss Goldilocks is at the brush guys right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys have been looking. They have that set up. They've been working really hard on that. So I'm just painting this black. His nose here is black.
Oh. As little doggy noses should be.
As little doggy noses should be.
You know, you don't think about Jake as being a cute little puppy.
But he is.
But he was the one day. He was a cute little puppy.
They were all cute little magical puppies that fought evil.
You have a magical little puppy on the way.
Oh, are you telling everybody?
No.
I was keeping it secret.
I don't
Only
know
your
what we're
mom
talking
had
about.
posted on social media.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What were we talking about?
I don't even know.
So we got some eyes you're painting in?
Got some eyes we're painting. Disavow all knowledge.
I don't even know what we were talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, let's see what's going on in chat.
I'm gonna paint very carefully in my little mouths, which of course if I make a boo-boo when I come back with my paint, I can fix. Now, one of the neat things that you can do when the paint is dry, you can, if you need to, outline everything with a Sharpie. It'll bleed through your paint, but you're going to black line over it.
Yes. So we'll find out more information about the puppy
What?
later.
No, there's
this
no
week.
what? No.
There. So everyone in chat's already like, what? What are you doing with the marker?
So here's the thing. If I put this in first, right, this is going to bleed through my paint. We talk about, right, that idea that things bleed through.
Yeah.
You don't have to do this. You can just paint everything in. I've just been wanting to show everybody what this does. Because remember how I said sometimes you want the pencil to show through?
Yeah.
Sometimes you want the pencil to show through. Right? You're going to come with paint and black line this with a soft bodied paint.
Mm-hmm.
But I get asked questions about this all the time. What would happen? What would happen? Let's find out. That's exciting. And again, I'm painting over it, so it's okay. I just don't want to get wet paint on my Sharpie. That will break it. Right? There you go. So see, he's all kind of in. That's all kind of in. We know where that is. Do we all know where that kind of is?
Yes, I think we all kind of know where that's at now.
Okay, so what we can now do is start to paint in. Oh, I had black from before. That's not from the Sharpie. That was just on my brush.
That
Rinse
was
out
just
your
there.
brush. So my ochre is a little bit transparent, and you can see when I paint over the Sharpie, look, the line just shows right through.
Oh, yeah.
So that means when I'm painting in Jake...
Now they do, the eyes still do look creepy.
Oh, yeah, until we put the reflection in, it's just... things have gone wrong. It's Silent Hill Finn and Jake until we put some... I'm adding a little white. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
If your ochre is just not covering... Look, if I add a little white, look how much more it covers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's true for student paint as well. And again, I'm going to come back and line him. So my trick is just to paint him in all yellow. All yellow, John.
All yellow?
All this
You're just
yellow
gonna-
ochre. He's a solid yellow ochre. I'm just adding some white to improve coverage.
Yeah, he oranged up a little bit on the thumbnail.
Did he?
Just a little bit.
Oh, dude, he did.
That was because we took the picture outside and during the evening, so that there was more golden sunlight, and so
Lessons from all of this, when you see these pictures, is when you take your picture, and many of you have noticed this and commented on this on Facebook, and said, "My picture be crazy." Yep, me too.
yeah, we're so yeah we're and it's weird because when you end up adjusting the, I'm working on it. I'll just say that it's work in progress. My photo skills are not the leadest of them.
Not me either. But we get it up. And we show painting.
We are painting at a photography studio.
As clearly demonstrated by everything right now. So we're just making sure that we're painting him in, right?
Yeah.
If we painted him over black, that black would really show through, especially on student paints. And it could be quite frustrating. But doing it this way, it comes in, believe it or not, quite quickly. And there's a coloring book, to me, element of this. I got too much paint. See how my paint's creeping up my brush?
Oh yeah.
Got to wipe it off. And reload to the tip like this. Now, if you're painting Liquitex, heavy-bodied pro paint, that's a more opaque yellow ochre.
Ah. So you won't need as much white on it.
You won't. And again, I'm going to be coming back and blacklining everything. So don't stress about it. On cartoon characters, whenever you're doing them and you're painting them, if you have strong lining that has to exist, this is a good way, a good way to make sure you maintain it and don't lose it in the paint over.
Yeah.
See how it just bleeds through?
Yeah.
This would be terrible if you didn't want that, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, so but yellow ochre is historically a transparent color, though.
Yes.
So and that's why it's naturally got some transparency to it.
That's why golden does what's true in paint. Whatever, when it's labeled something, with the exception of Indian yellow, because nobody's collecting buffalo urine this week. That's just not happening. And the other kind of paint has been accepted as the norm for long enough that nobody feels like they got to go collect not Indian urine, buffalo urine.
Gotcha.
Both things would be upsetting. For everybody involved.
Excuse me, sir. I'm making paint.
That's just insult to injury right there. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. But paint is made out of weird things. So when I've got him painted in, I can let him dry a little bit. And he will come together when I blackline him, right? And that's going to be, again, about my fluid paint and my brush. That, you know, and you could have even done the outlines with the fluid paint, but I know for some of you that is a more challenging thing, or if you're new to painting your little brush, it might be just easier to do it in pen. I'm just hoping this is something that helps you guys be more successful in your art journey.
Well, they're pretty excited out here because they heard the word puppy, and there's a lot of dog talk going on.
No, I can't believe you said it.
And what I'll say is that our lovely community has lots of cute little puppies and doggities.
Believe that.
And I'm reading about, you know, ancient chihuahuas and lab shepherd mixes and all of the cute little lap dogs and Lhasa Apsos and things out here. So there's some definite.
Well, here's what I'll say: is we helped some friends out with a really fabulous furry family member that they had.
Yep.
And in that, we learned a bunch of important stuff. If you think back to the Paint Your Pet series,
yeah,
which is get rid of all the sago palms. So when it came time for her to go home, and we realized that, yeah, we would really, really like a dog.
Yes.
We had to get rid of all those sago palms. And if you've never, ever pulled sago palms out,
yes, that's a work.
We definitely don't have a YouTube channel about pulling out sago palms. They are out.
But it's like going to war with a plant, man. Those things are tough.
It's been a long journey. And then we had to figure out a flea scenario.
Oh, yes.
Because there's like cats. We had to make sure our flea scenarios.
And
then prep the house.
Yeah.
And then prep the kids. And there's just a lot getting going.
And carpet.
Yeah. Lots of stuff.
So
lots of stuff was happening. So if there were a furry family member on the way.
If we were considering.
Who was adorable beyond all reason.
Yes.
And I was already totally in love with. If that were true.
If that were true.
And if that was like the very thing holding mommy together.
the cute little ball of fur.
While YouTube messes with her. It was just that ball of fur was my little anchor to reality. I don't know.
So and we expect to see more on that this week.
I think it's actually
Next
officially,
week?
around the 29th or 1st of December.
Okay, so there we go. So around December, we'll be hearing more about that. So now you're just brushing in the white here?
I'm just brushing in the white here. I'm one of those people that thinks you should still paint white over your white canvas.
And that just, it adds some brush stroke texturiness to it and a different tone.
I just think it's important.
Yeah.
Now, I have yellow ochre here, and since I'm going to need it in a minute, I don't need to change that out. I'm like, oh, look, it's a convenient little plop of paint for me already.
Oh, yeah.
So really, this is about just getting a little of your yellow ochre and tinting it parchment color and then getting the smidgiest. And by smidgiest, I mean, can you barely see that pink?
That barely one?
That barely pink. I'm going to put that in there. That is his skin tone. He needs sunscreen.
And I'm going to quickly just say thank you to everybody out here. We've got over 160 people hanging out with us, 235 likes. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us on a Oh, on this strange Tuesday afternoon.
with this strange paint.
You know, it's all the family is in the air. Oh, will there be theoretical pictures, John? Yes, there will be theoretical pictures and all sorts of theoretical shenanigans coming
Well,
up soon.
I'm not saying that,
I don't think you can help it.
it's going to be something like introducing the Lion King. Just the vertical. Is my hat in the way?
No. It's just the exposure.
Oh, it's not seeing the pink?
Just not as much as I think it could.
Okay.
So
Because this is just a petal pink.
it's just a subtle.
See, it's because, yeah. I'll pink it up so you can see it. You know what I'll do? I'll just do this. This is just. Did you get it?
I think I got
No, I don't think you got it. I'm going to pull some more pink in so they can see it. Okay, so we're not painting reality now. We're painting to the camera. How's this? Can they see that? Because that's a lot of pink.
Oh, there we go. Now I can get in there. I was just going the wrong way.
Oh, okay. I was like, dude, I'm putting a lot of pink in there. The kid's sunburned now.
Yeah.
My kids are going to be like, why is Jake sunburned? Because the camera couldn't see his skin tone, which was beautiful. We got to work that out before we start those portrait classes.
There you go. See, I can fix it down. I was just adjusting the camera the wrong direction was all. So you just added some pink in there so I could see it, but now we got it a little better.
Yeah, I added some pink so we could see it. I added some pink so we could see it. All right, so now we got that. I'm going to rinse out that pink, though, and not in my coffee. And we're going to do Jake's shirt, which is phthalo blue and a little bit of white. Oh, could have put the skin tone right on his arm where it goes. What was I doing?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Is it okay if I flip this around for
You can
convenience?
put it anywhere you want.
Whew. So I'm just flipping this around. Always paint to your posture, to your comfort. Sometimes in teaching these lessons, I get into this state where I'm not painting to my comfort, and that's super dangerous. You know, super duper dangerous. You know, thank you for the likes.
Okay.
Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the
yes.
subs.
Thank you guys so much. It's been really nice hanging out with you guys this afternoon, talking about all this stuff in the chat. And thank you guys. Really appreciate all the love coming in. It's been great hanging out here. And they really like the color you're using, Cinnamon. That's nice.
This one right here?
Yeah.
It's just my very favorite white and phthalo blue.
Just phthalo blue's got that popping on that upside down.
It's just nice. And again, in cartoon pieces, whenever you're doing a cartoon inspired piece, a lot of times it is about these even fields of color and bright chromas. I might have to flip it back over. We'll see. Because I got to paint that bit.
What do you got to paint?
That bit.
Okay, paint that
The
bit.
arm bit.
Get some arm
that the
bits.
camera can't see.
No, we got it now. We fixed that part.
Okay. So we're going to paint this little pinky arm that ogres would like to eat.
Oh, there's many things in Jake and
Jake's
Finn's world.
that would like to eat him.
So Finn could get nibbled on by many things.
Many things. So the top part of the backpack is a light green and the bottom part is a dark green. So we'll do the dark green first, which is a little yellow and your phthalo green. So just come down here and hit that in. This is very distinctive to the character, and yes, your kids will really care about this part right here. And again, Saturday's landscape, gonna be life-changing.
Oh, yes.
Live
so you just
landscapes.
blocking that in there.
Yeah, I'm just blocking this in here. Making sure I block this in right here. My little green area. But I know I'm going to come back and, line this all again. I'm going to put some white in this. And I want it just to be a little more to the yellow. And then I'm going to come do the upper part of the backpack. See how that's different than the bottom?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's that exciting.
It's looking really cool. I'm a big Finn and Jake fan.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know that we have that many Finn and Jake fans in our community, but I'm glad for the ones that are here.
I think we
We got to hang together, guys.
We've got like over 170 that have been hanging out with us today. That
yeah,
have been doing
and they
this,
all
so.
get what I mean when I say Team Simon.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah.
I love the story of Simon's backstory. I almost cry. Like he and Marceline, that's like Maleficent good to me.
And there's definitely some excitement about the unicorns that are coming up.
Tons of unicorns.
Tons.
So many unicorns. But the important thing with the unicorn was how to draw it, because even though I always have the traceables, so many of you have been like, how do I draw the unicorn?
Mm-hmm.
Right? How do I do that? And so I wanted to make sure that I've got that as part 2, kind of like I did with the owls, the cosmic owl,
Yeah.
but even maybe a little bit better. All right, so we have that and that and that. We got all the colors in, which is great. You know, you can always, like, if you feel like there's an area you're not really, getting it.
They still look like they're terrified of what's going to be falling from the sky.
They're going to look scared till the reflections happen.
Like, oh no, what's happening?
Now I can shadow Jake right now, and I can shadow the hat because it's dry enough.
Yeah.
Which is really a little of my yellow ochre and a smidge of my black. See how that's just kind of that? And then I like to use the glazing medium to thin it out so it barely shows. If I need a little more black, I'll get it. I'm going to make sure my brush isn't overloaded. And I'm going to use this number 6 bright coming up over here on the side.
Just put some shadow on there.
Just to put that shadow on there. And then all the way up to here. And we really want it to show, so make sure it's dark enough that it shows.
And that's kind of a cartoon shadow because it's not
This is the cartoon shadow. The similar shadow goes over on the backpack. I'll dry it with a hair dryer.
Okay. Hey guys, while she's drying with a hair dryer, I'll take this opportunity to say, hey, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and go visit us on TheArtSherpa.com, that place where all you guys can hang out and go into the chat and post up your pictures and share with all the friends and all the Sherpettes that are going out there. And you'll continue to see daily changes because we're always out there changing it, making it cool, adding more stuff. And look, the Art Sherpa's back, so I don't have to stay here for very long.
I'm going to just throw this shadow up the backpack. See, it's just a little bit, but it's a big deal. Shadow. Guess what we get to do while we're waiting? Get a smaller brush, like maybe a number 2.
Okay.
A number 2. I've got a number 2 black pearl here.
Uh-huh.
Really nice. And I'm going to get a smidge of my yellow out. Smidge of my yellow and some white. All right, making this pretty light color. And I'm going to come around the stars, dry brushing out, making them yellow stars. Can you see how they're becoming yellow stars?
Yeah, I'm going to zoom in on that.
Do these 2 right here. If you need more yellow, get more yellow. Make them yellow stars. Come over there. Make that a yellow star. Have fun. How that gets to be like a yellow star. You can even take a little of this. Put that little light out there. Just a little thing that you can do. You can do it.
You can.
If you want to. All right. So hopefully the hat is dry. We'll take the same width brush, which was the number 6. We're going to take a little of the phthalo blue, just dust it on the brush, and glazing liquid. So it's real thin. You could do a dry brush too. And you're going to come up the side here. There you go. Coming up the side. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Just teach this stuff in art school at school.
Why did you use blue on his hat to give it a shadow?
Because I liked it. Honest truth is that I felt like the hat would reflect what was happening around it, so I just wanted it to be more of a cool blue.
Gotcha.
That's what actually happened.
That's what happened.
Sometimes I do things and then they actually happen, and then you're like, oh no.
So next you're gonna line in that little Jake guy there.
I'm gonna line everything in.
Ooh, you okay? They need a little more coffee?
I've got,
Coffee?
and again, I really like this. This is a number 2 Sterling Studio Bright.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to load this little sucker up.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to come here to the backpack, and I'm going to make this line pretty.
All right, I'm going to go in there and let you do that.
Thick and even and pretty. As much as I can. Right? So it's slow pressure. I'm using the bright to create the width of the line. I'm going to travel along here. Just make sure you're lining it. Again, craft paint is a good alternative. And I find it's just as helpful to have that little Sharpie guide underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Not lost. If I did pencil, I might not, see that line anymore. Of course, the detriment of the Sharpie is that if you go awry, right, it's going to keep bleeding through. So you need to do like gloss, medium, and varnish over it and then paint white over it. That's the fix. Let everything dry completely.
Nice.
Okay, that little line there. But see how the lines are just kind of coming clean?
Yeah.
Little line along this hat. Whoop. The signature Jake hat. Up over the top. Across. And even against the space, you'll notice that really creates its image, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can come up over the top here. I'm going to wait to work the interior of the face till I'm through the rest of the painting. Doesn't that look good?
It's looking fantastic.
I don't know fantastic strong, but we're getting it.
I like it. Where are you at? Oh, you're down there.
Coming over here. Look at that. Woo! Holidays.
Here we go. Oh, line down.
After this, the turkey will be easy to cook, right?
Yes. Well, they really like how the black lining is popping everything out. It makes it look really good.
It makes it look finished. And you'd have to paint it completely differently if you wanted it to look finished, but not in this style.
Yep. Oh, Gravity Falls. They're thinking, ooh, we got to do something with Gravity Falls, too.
Oh, I love Gravity Falls.
That'd be fun.
I don't know. It's so tough to decide. Would it be Bill? Would it be the kids? I did, John knows this, I did a fan bit of art of Christabel Waddles and Mabel as the last unicorn from the tapestry. Just saying.
That was great. That was a great one.
Just saying. It was an insanely cool thing.
We'll have to put a link for that in here.
I don't know. It's in my reserve pocket.
Oh, I need My Little Pony. That My Little Pony's designs coming up for.
I like Dr. Who's.
Oh yeah.
Like we've got My Little Pony is pretty cool.
Yeah. So you're really getting close to being done with this.
I
now.
am nearly done.
Just the little more lining on him.
Just a little more lining on him. And then once he's lined in and Jake's lined in, isn't that great?
Wow, it's looking so cool the way it just pops.
It does. It just pops. But they don't happen until the reflections. This is one of those pieces that you're all the way to the reflection before you feel like you got it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And just putting that little extra line around things really just finishes it off. It really tightens it up a lot.
And having the little Sharpie lets you see what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
You can Sharpie or not Sharpie. It is up to you. Not necessary for this piece.
Yeah.
Just helpful.
The little mouth is awesome. Dude.
Yeah, they're like, oh no. All right, so we're going to go around the hat.
Around the hat. Oop.
I tend to rest my hand on my canvas. It's a bad habit, but I love it because it steadies my hand.
And you can do that because you dry your paint pretty good.
I dry my paint, but anytime you guys have painted with me for a while, you'll see if I don't dry my paint,
You put your hand in it.
I put my hand in it and then it goes crazy.
So close to being done. I can see it.
All right. Then I'm going to come right here. Come around here. Just making sure the eyes are round. They need to be round pools of awe.
Mmm.
Smoothly round pools of awe. So, you know, if you have to go back and make them round pools of awe, do that. Maybe they're looking cosmic out. I don't know. Maybe they're looking at the Lich. Probably not, because they're looking all happy. Maybe it's Gunter in his true form. It's just crazy. So much about Ice King's storyline is awesome. So how I do the reflections on Jake, I've got the same brush, and I make this like little kidney shape. So I'm going to come here, and I'm going to come around. I'm leaving a little outline of black, and I'm making a little kidney shape. Right? And then I'm going to come up to the top, leaving a little rim of black, and I'm making a little bean shape. Then I kind of make a little shape that sort of fits in like a puzzle piece to these two shapes.
Oh.
Because he has a 3 reflection eye.
A 3 reflection.
Which means in anime terms, he's even more amazed. Than even Finn.
It's true.
The more reflections in an eye, the more in awe or cute a subject is in anime art terms. Just saying.
And there's actually efforts of how watery can you make the eye?
Yeah. There's definitely some contests happening out there in the world, it seems like, for the most watery eye.
The biggest awestruck
of any
eye.
chibi thing you've ever seen. Just making these reflections, see?
Oh,
and
yeah.
when I paint them in, then he's going to go from horrified to in awe.
Oh, there we go.
Soon as they start to come in. Horrified to awe. Pretty quick.
And I want to say thank you. We've had about 170 people hanging out here this entire time. We've got over 265 likes. Thank you guys for being with us today. This has been a really, really fantastic time. Had a great, it's been really nice hanging out with you. And I know I'm saying this because the Sherpa is getting ready to be done here.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say thank you. Don't forget that we're going to be continuing that chat out there on TheArtSherpa.com.
Chat continues because there's a chat there.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And before we leave, we'll do a little dance here. So don't worry. We'll be dancing in just a minute.
I still get a kiss because I
You
finished
still
the
get
painting.
a kiss. You finish the painting, and you get a completion kiss.
I get a completion kiss. Even if I don't make the likes.
I think we're going to hit our likes. Don't you worry about that.
I feel like I get my dance and my completion
We're
kiss.
270 already, so
yeah,
I think there are likes.
I get my kiss. I feel like I've earned it. We're going to call this state. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good? What are you why are you apologizing?
Because I made an election joke.
Oh my God. No politics.
No, I'm so sorry. That's why I was like, I'm sorry.
No politics.
No, I was just trying to make, you know how they call a state. I was like, we could call it.
Nope.
Nope. I apologize.
We're noping out.
I'm noping out.
No.
Apologize. So sorry. Not for Thanksgiving.
No.
It's actually in our instructions we sent out.
Yes.
The list of subjects.
Watery eyes, totally acceptable.
Yes.
Loving this.
This is a nice kind of round circle.
So, yeah.
Right? Like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have another little circle that follows that pattern. Kind of curves along here and goes like this. That's how his eye is done.
Now, you had to do a couple layers here to get the white to be fully opaque.
Yes, I
here.
do. I have to do a couple layers to get the white to be completely opaque.
Okay.
So if you want the white to be completely opaque, which, by the way, artistically is not 100% necessary.
Mm-hmm.
It just, but if that's what you're looking for in the look, that's what you'll have to do.
Yes.
Oh, see, now look, I did it.
What'd you do?
Smudged.
You smudged. So
smudged.
no, it's
I'll
wet.
fix it.
Can you fix it while it's wet?
Now while it's wet, I gotta fix it while it's dry.
Oh, you're gonna do a dry over fix.
I gotta do a second coat of white eye anyways.
Ah.
So I'll just get everything done and then fix it all in one swoop.
One fail.
One
swoop.
foul swoop, but not foul because I'm adorable. I mean, I have a matching hat and apron.
I think it's pretty awesome. I love how they just go from being scared to being
Odd.
and it's
Ah.
you know, I kind of like the bigger. You know, it's I like this one with
The bigger characters?
The bigger characters, yeah.
I know, it got away from me when I was sketching it in. That happens.
It happens,
Not a good copy machine. Pretty decent art teacher.
but I really like it.
I like it too. I hope you like it too. I'm going to dry it real fast so I can put that second coat
I
on.
do that. And I'm going to say, love hanging out with you guys. Thank you for coming and being with me today and Cinnamon today. It's been wonderful. And don't forget, we're going to continue the party out at TheArtSherpa.com. And we are making updates to the chat so that it's more mobile friendly and more friendly for older systems. But we've even got some set-top box tools coming in. There's a lot of great stuff coming out there. So you guys definitely come and hang out there. Check out we've got a quiz, I think, going, asking about some upcoming paintings, and we're going to be doing more of that there.
Which thing?
So we're going to use the website to ask them about polls for
Oh yeah, I like that
things.
conversation. Here's the issue with Facebook for conversations like that. Is Facebook won't let me see more than 250 comments at a shot.
Yeah.
It won't let me answer more than 40 things at a time right now. I don't know what's going on with it, but that means polls and things have been relocated to the website. We still share and talk about upcoming lessons and ask if you want to do something. I mean, there's still stuff happening on Facebook all the time, but the stuff where we've got to see what everybody has to say, like when you're going to want a painting, that's going to be on the website now. So you can just see that second coat makes the difference.
Oh no, it looks like our live stream is frozen.
Really?
It certainly has. I'm going to go over and check, see if they're refreshing it. Well, oh no, I think it was just a refresh thing.
Oh, okay. I was like, all right. So just pulling this here. So listen, I'm sure a lot of you guys have people in your lives that you're giving gifts for that they might like particular cartoons. They might like Five Nights at Freddy's or Undertale or some cartoon. This process will work for any of those, and if you can't draw, remember coloring pages are an excellent resource.
Yeah.
Yeah. They really are, because you can transfer on with coloring page. You could do this whole technique and have it be Undertale.
Undertale.
For the two people that are like, oh yeah, Undertale. Good show. That's a really good. You know, if you need Five Nights at Freddy's, not really my thing. I'm not allowed to have it in the house. It freaks my son out. But this works for all of that. So wherever you've got to take these art skills where you've got to gift somebody or you're a huge fan of a cartoon or property, and, you know, it's not like these things always have art that you can go hang on your wall. This is a great way. I know my kids, when their friends come over, like, how do you have all this cool art? And they mean it, like with the Minecraft and everything.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, how do you have this? Because they're always like, yeah, my mom does it. She got a YouTube show. She just paints these things. I don't know.
I'm really happy with how that turned out, Sam. That just is fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you guys for spending the day with me. I've got a lot of crazy going on leading up to Thursday. I don't know about you.
Mm-hmm. There's so much crazy happening.
So much crazy. So hopefully this is my wish for how Thanksgiving feels.
Yes.
I want to feel like Finn and Jake doing this painting for Thanksgiving.
And we're looking forward to seeing you guys in just a couple days when we're going to be doing some more fun stuff. And
We're going to be doing a Q&A and viewer mail and a project with me.
And we're going to be hanging out on TheArtSherpa.com, and we're going to be doing all sorts of fun shenanigan stuff out there. And, oh, yeah, the last thing we need to do is, right before we dance up, I'm going to come out there and give you a little quick celebration dance.
Thank you for not forgetting. And I get a kiss.
We just love seeing you guys. It's been really nice. You know, we're a little stream technical glitches there towards the end. So thank you guys for all jumping right back in the room and hanging out with us. Thank you. We really love seeing all you guys here today. It's been really fantastic. We had a little glitch where the room emptied out and then it filled right back
You
up.
guys
with
are
hundreds
amazing.
of-
Thank you. We'll see you at the Easel really soon. Saturdays, a landscape. Thursdays, a special show.
Yep. All right, guys. We love you. We'll see you a little later. Ooh, and now for another magical button push. Bye.